Hello, and thank you for joining me online today. I'm Pastor Roy Dowdy, one of the pastors at Expectation Church, and I'm in charge of the care and counseling needs at our church here. I'm so grateful that you've joined me today. I wanted to bring up another topic. We're in the midst of this coronavirus, and we are told by our government to shut down buildings and to put ourselves in self-quarantine. Many people are working from home, and this creates an atmosphere where people are just using the term social distancing. But it can also be a time where people feel isolated or even lonely because, you're stuck in these spots for days at a time, and what are you going to do? And those feelings start to rise up in how we, interact with people and what kind of things can really put us into deeper, darker spots in our life. And I think the best thing that we do in a time like this is to be able to switch some wording, have some different thinking about it. So instead of thinking of isolation and loneliness, I want you to think of this word. It's solitude. Think of solitude and know the difference between these two, because there are times in God's word where Jesus himself put himself in this solitude kind of moment. He went up into the mountains for 40 days. He took his disciples away to pray and be together, just a little group of them. So you might be at home with your little group, your family huddled together and trying to figure out what are the next steps and what's happening. So get out of loneliness and isolation and think about solitude. And so how do you really think about solitude? Well, the first thing, because this is something that's been done for years, monks go up into mountains and pray and just kind of seek God's face. Others have done similar things where you just need a time away from everybody. And our world today is kind of given us that gift, and so use it for solitude, not for loneliness. And one of the things is just try to figure out, what is God revealing to me? This is a good time to open the scriptures and just find out, can God talk to me and let me have some really wonderful truths that I've been longing for. Another thing is to think about things you've hoped to accomplish. All of us are busy, especially in Northern Virginia area, and many of us have that, if I had time on my hands, I would do this, this, and this. Well, guess what? You have time on your hands. Use this time of solitude to accomplish those goals, to write that blog, to spend some time doing some remodeling in your house, whatever that is that you've been hoping to get to. The next thing is to connect and show love in a deeper, more meaningful way. So you're away from people that you genuinely like and want to be around, maybe even people at work, and it's time to just really think through that relationship and be able to just send out just a wonderful message of how you really appreciate that person. And that helps you get thoughts off yourself and onto somebody else, and it's just a healthy exercise. The last thing is, how do I rejuvenate myself? So solitude can help you rejuvenate so that when you finally get back out there and you're finally ready to go, you're going full guns and you have all kinds of initiative and passion for the things you want to do. So use this time as solitude, not loneliness and isolation. There's a great book out there called Out of Solitude by Henry Nouwen. And he is an incredible author, a man who spent a lot of time in solitude himself, and so he's talking out of his own passion and heart for this time alone with God. And as you're thinking about this, remember this verse as well. In Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, it says, "So do not fear, for I am with you." That's the big piece of this verse. "Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." So be blessed today, and let solitude be that big thought going on as you go forward through this coronavirus time.